Hey guys, I am Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Origins Ninjor, Evil Ninja Warrior. Yes, that is right, my friends. Ninjor is here. This is a really exciting one to me because this is another one of those figures that came out towards the end of the original run, right alongside Scareglow. And we've already got Scareglow and Ninjor right here in Origins. I think that's pretty rad, the way they're kind of mixing up the character selection here. I've always really liked Ninjor. I mean, come on, you can't go wrong with a ninja character, am I right? So I'm pretty excited to check this guy out. As you can see, he comes on that standard Origins blister card packaging, which pays homage to the amazing bursting red rocks and blue spacey scene from the original vintage toy line. We got the new for 21 up there in the corner, mini comic packaged behind Ninjor, and as we rotate this around to the backside, we are once again treated to some amazing new artwork on there, which is so rad. I love that. Ninjor sort of jumping into battle, almost like with his little ninja kick, but also using his bow and arrow. We got Clamp Champ and King Randor here. Phenomenal artwork. I absolutely love it. And then down below that, we've got a cross-sell showing the other figures available this year that are currently on store shelves, as well as an action feature call-out. Just letting you know he comes with a bunch of weapons and is posable. Really fun stuff though. Love the nods to the vintage toy line. So let's go ahead and get this opened up and we'll get a closer look at Ninjor. So before we get to Ninjor's action figure, Ninjor also comes with an included mini comic. This is the same mini comic that's going to come with all the figures in this wave, being Ninjor, Hordak, Triclops, and Stratos, but still a fun little story telling Ninjor coming to Avion to steal the staff of Avion from Stratos. And of course, we also get these cool little pack-in pamphlets as well that show you all of the removable parts for the mix and match action feature. I really like that Mattel is including these now. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Ninjor outside of the packaging. Bringing in the tape measure real quick just to show you guys that he stands just shy of 6 inches tall, so he matches right in with the rest of the figures in the Origins line. And like a lot of these figures, and just like from the vintage toy line, it is a shared body. So basically everything you've got going on here is the Skeletor body, just with some new parts, including the new head and the new ninja tunic that he's wearing there. So that means the articulations should function exactly the same on this guy as the other figures, where he's got the ball-jointed head, he's got the ball-like joints at the shoulders so they can go outwards, forwards, and backwards, swivel at the elbows, bends at the elbows, swivel and hinges at the wrist. The waist swivels there, and then you got the hinge joints at the thighs so legs can go outwards, forwards, backwards. You got swivels at the knee, a single joint at the knee, swivels at the boot cut, and then the ankles can move forwards and backwards as well as rock side to side. And this does maintain the same interchangeability, so you can pop the head off at the ball joint, you can pop the arms out of socket, the wrists off, the torso off, the feet off, and that allows you to swap parts with other figures if you want to do some mixing and matching fun and kind of create your own customs. I've had a lot of fun doing that with a lot of the figures here. So with that out of the way, let's talk about Ninjor's look, because I mentioned that he reuses Skeletor's body, which is just like on the vintage toy line, and that's because Ninjor sort of is like a demon-like ninja character. So he's got the finned arms, but you can see they just kind of painted red on there to make it like he's wearing gloves. He's got the red demon-like feet. In the original mini comics, he and Scareglow were both summoned from another dimension, and then they kind of tag team together to help Skeletor out in that particular story. So he's like an interdimensional demon ninja, and I like that. And kind of playing into that, on the Origins figure, you'll notice that they blacked out his eyes. So he's got solid black eyes, and I think that's pretty cool. In Masters of the Universe Classics, he had like red beady eyes, so they did the same thing kind of there. In the original line, he kind of looked just like a normal human. In fact, that's going to bring me to the next part. One of the defining features about the vintage action figure for me personally was that he had a cloth tunic and hood, which meant that you could remove the tunic and reveal his normal face underneath. And that is something that is completely missing from this Origins version, because we just have a fully sculpted ninja hood head, and now we have a sculpted tunic. So, two things about that. Number one, obviously this looks better. Because sometimes with the cloth ones, especially when they got played with and everything, they got loose fitting, they got ratty. So at least this is a little more form fitting. It looks, a little more like a ninja type outfit. So that's pretty cool. But on the flip side, as I mentioned, to me, as a kid specifically, that was a defining feature of Ninjor, and I used to always pull off the hood when he wasn't in battle, then put on his hood when he was back in battle, so I do kind of miss that. Classics gave us an interchangeable head so that we could have the unmasked head. We do not have that with Origins. Maybe this guy should have been deluxe. I don't know. I do kind of miss having the option to display this guy without the hood, but as it is, I will say it's still cool looking. I do like that he's got the classic red dragon with the sword through it on the chest there. I like the shape of the tunic. This is very new tooling for this line. It hasn't come from any of the other figures. Like, I like the little belt type piece that's like blowing in the wind because the vintage one actually had like a belt that you would tie around. So that's a nice homage to that. And I do also like that there's places to store his weapons. Like, he's got a sheath for his sword and a spot for his nunchucks that I'll show you in just a bit. And this is removable. You can just detach the sides of the armor. It's a very flexible plastic. It's just the standard black painted torso or black cast torso underneath that. So when it comes to his accessories, he's got several just like the vintage figure, which is nice. And that is one place where he's a little different because he's got two gripping hands instead of an open hand like Skeletor, and that's good. So for his accessories, just like on the vintage, he does come with a katana. He comes with a pair of nunchucks, and he's got a bow. So just like on the vintage figure, this time around, they are all molded in that kind of flat, light-colored gray plastic. And also with the nunchucks, he does have a chain there, but it's a plastic chain. This was another thing that was really cool about the vintage because he had a real metal chain, and that always stood out to me as a kid. So I definitely miss the real metal chain on this particular figure. So, of course, he can hold on to all those weapons. I'll show you real quick on the back. You can sheathe the sword there. It just slides right through that slot on his back. And then there's like one slot here, I guess, so you would just hang one of the nunchuck pieces through there like that. So I assume it just kind of fits like that. But I do like that he's got places to store his weapons when not in use. And then you can just have him holding on to the bow if that's what you want to do. So tons of accessories, just like the vintage action figure. And that is pretty cool. All right, guys, it's comparison time. So here is that vintage Ninjor action figure that I was talking about. I liked him so much that he was one of the very few childhood figures I actually hung on to. So I guess that says something. Ninjas are just cool, right? You can't ignore that, especially back in the 80s. So you can see what I was talking about, the cloth versus the sculpted, and also the difference with the eyes. So I really think there is merit to both of those different looks. And then I'm going to go ahead and stand them alongside the Masters of the Universe Classics version. You can see on that one, they did kind of the same thing where they gave them the fully sculpted hood. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the Masters of the Universe Origins Ninjor. As I said in the beginning, I think it's pretty cool seeing this guy kind of right out the gate in Origins. He's one of the later releases. He's one of those ones people always argue as being a little shoehorned in because he's a ninja. But Masters of the Universe is made up of all kinds of crazy stuff, from swords and sorcery, barbarians, science fiction, robots. So why not have some ninjas as well? I love pairing him up with Scareglow to kind of recreate that classic duo, and he's just a fun figure. I miss the cloth hood, I really do, but overall, I like this guy. I think he's a pretty fun addition. So this figure and this whole wave is starting to show up at retail stores right now. A lot of folks are finding them at Target, so keep your eyes peeled. I pre-ordered mine from Big Bad Toy Store, so I will also link to them in the video description if you want to keep an eye on what Origins figures they put up for sale. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and until next time.
The Toys of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe is available for pre-order now. This official guidebook is published by Dark Horse Books and features over 750 pages of photos and information on your favorite He-Man and She-Ra action figures. And don't miss out on the exclusive bundle pack available for pre-order now from PowerCon. This bundle includes the official guide as well as an exclusive character guide supplement that you won't be able to buy anywhere else. Don't miss out. You have the power.